Okay, much like I mentioned last week, most of the big fights from the Marvel vs. DC crossover have been covered. But there are a lot of ones that were kind of smaller, like 1 to 2 panel shots. One of the ones I saw that looked very interesting was, of course, Wolverine versus Killer Croc. Now, as always, I go through it with the 9 criteria. Intelligence, strength, speed, durability, this is your recovering, and vulnerability, your resistance to overall damage. Intelligence, strength, speed, fighting ability, energy projection, versatility, and X factor. Now, for this fight, it's only going to be 7 because both Killer Croc as well as Wolverine really don't have distance abilities, so let's just be based out of the 7. So we'll begin to first work with intelligence. Yeah. Killer Croc, in almost all iterations, is one of the definitions of a brick. He's a big, strong guy, and he's about as smart as a pile of gym socks. Wolverine, while not an astrophysicist, actually does surpass him when it comes to overall intelligence. You know, he does know multiple languages and different customs, so for intelligence, it has to go to Wolverine. Now we're going to go to fighting ability. Depending on the iteration, Killer Croc has either had a wrestling background, a boxing background. I'm pretty sure if they were to redo him now, he'd be a mixed martial artist. But he's taken on somebody who has centuries worth of experience in all forms of combat in Wolverine. Strength. While Wolverine is a very strong individual, depending on the variations you read, some people have him weighing anywhere from 800 to 2,000 pounds due to the adamantium. If he weighs 2,000 pounds, he is ridiculously strong just from walking around. And if he weighs 800 pounds, that means when he throws a punch, that punch has about 100 pounds of material associated with it. That would make him naturally very, very strong. However, Killer Croc has been shown to have levels of superhuman strength. So I will give the strength advantage to Killer Croc. Durability. While Killer Croc does recover, it is still kind of slow. You know, Bane was able to break his arm, and it didn't heal right away. With Wolverine, he is constantly healing. So for durability, it goes to Wolverine. And vulnerability. While Wolverine can take a tremendous beating, if he gets shot, it's going to go through him. Killer Croc at least has more of kind of like a crocodile hide to him. It's the term Killer Croc. So he can take a little bit more physical abuse before you actually begin to pierce his skin. Right now we're at speed. Yeah. In this one, given Killer Croc's overall size, he's going to have a harder time trying to take on, you know, like the 5'2" Wolverine. So Wolverine's definitely going to have a speed maneuverability advantage on it. Now for the last final thing, which is overall versatility. Ironically, in this sort of scenario, you know, Wolverine has got a lot of heightened senses. Killer Croc does as well. However, Killer Croc doesn't have as many heightened senses as Wolverine. And Wolverine has actually had, at one point in time, heightened vision, hearing, and smelling. Where for Killer Croc, it's predominantly more of a heightened smelling sense. His eyesight is relatively the same as a human. His hearing is a little better than a human. But he's taken on somebody with a full acclimate of superhuman abilities. So in that aspect, if these two are to begin to have a battle, if Killer Croc gets the jump on Wolverine, he's got a bit of a shot. But he's going to have to hit Wolverine hard, repeatedly, and put him down. If this fight continues to go on for any length of time, you know, that's when the durability side of Wolverine will really begin to kick in. So when it comes to versatility edge, I have to, of course, get to Wolverine. So this one's 5-2. If these two guys were to fight, the vast majority of the time, Wolverine's going to have a really, really nice crocodile skin that he can probably put somewhere in his magic room.